Do you have a candle?
I do have a candle. I need to light it.
Who's gonna light the candle? Is that a song?
I don't think so.
You gotta write it.
No, I feel like that's a who's gonna light the candle? Are you sure?
Kinda dropped off all the things I love. Like I need a traffic jam to keep in touch. I can't focus on the words unless my hands are busy. I can't give up on the world or I'll leave this city. And it's way too broad what I'm trying to say, but I'll write it down and let it go. And it's hard to know all the words I need to explain my heart in a single note.
Hello, and welcome to WayTooBroad, a show and tell program for really, really ridiculously excited grown-ups. I am Hannah, and these are my co-hosts, Erin and Ben. Hi, Erin.
Hi, Hannah. I forgot to breathe during room tone again.
Yo,
Hi, Ben.
me too.
Hello.
I held my breath during room tone.
I was thinking, I want to tell them I'm holding my breath, but then I ruined room tone.
Who's gonna light a candle?
Now that you just sang it again, it was not that close to the right song.
Yeah, I know.
Ooh, Hannah, what are you drinking?
It's not.
The first shall be last, so we don't get to know that.
I would like to know what you're drinking, Erin.
Oh, I'm drinking it's not French. Vanilla bean macaron.
Oh my gosh, you were doing so well. So many different.
I know. A vanilla bean tea.
What a terrible backslide. This is a Friday night. It's a silly Friday edition of WayTooBroad.
I got right out of my bed to come record this podcast. It's a vanilla bean tea. And I'm drinking some water. I'm hydrating.
Important.
Earlier I had a beer and chicken wings and french fries, so I'm not feeling so great. So I'm trying to hydrate it away. Water will get your body right. We've said it before, I'll say it again. Water gets your body right.
It's true. It's true. I have heard that on this very podcast before. It may have even been the title of one of our episodes.
Water is one of our sponsors. So go to a tap near you. Water, it gets your body right.
Sponsors.
Ian and I have taken to calling Spindrift water. So in that way, we'll be like, do you want a water? And then we go Spindrift.
That's really great.
Baby Ben, what are you drinking?
Ice water.
Nice. Regular or fruit?
Spindrift with ice in it?
No, just water.
But what flavor?
I don't understand. I'm drinking a lemon water Spindrift, and I am drinking a little bit of a Last Word, Ian's favorite cocktail.
Oh, sorry for the burp. Oh. So tell the listener what that's got in there. Not the burp, but the last word.
I'm going to try my best. He told me it is equal parts lime juice, gin, and two other things that are really the important part.
That seems like a lot of lime juice.
Well, because there's two other ingredients, so it's only a quarter of the drink. Chartreuse and maraschino are the other two things.
Maraschino, so grenadine or like Luxardo? Maraschino liqueur.
Hold on. Ian just said something. What?
I'm sure it's Luxardo. It's Luxardo. It was
the green
a
one.
question.
The green one.
Because you were grabbing your earbud out of your ear, it sounded like you like had him in an earpiece. You're like, hold on. It's coming.
My
Say it again?
Yeah.
It's funny that you said chartreuse, the green one, because chartreuse is a word for the color green that is the color of chartreuse.
But I think
liquor.
maybe he was saying the maraschino is the
It's
maraschino
clear.
green?
It's clear.
It's not red.
No, he said so I don't.
It's in a green bottle. It's in a green bottle, but it's a clear liquid. I see.
Okay. Yeah, maraschino liqueur, chartreuse, freshly squeezed lime, and gin.
I
Are
believe
maraschino cherries named for... Is maraschino made from maraschino cherries? Are cherries a type of cherry? Or are they just cherries soaked in sugar? What's the deal? What's the etymology of maraschino and
cherry named
maraschino
after
cherry?
maraschino? Is a maraschino cherry named a cherry?
Help me.
This is a good question, framed poorly, Ben. I'm going to help you find the answer to it.
Okay, there's a Marasha cherry. Marasca.
No, maraschino. Okay, my understanding,
Maraschino cherry
and I'm
is
not.
a preparation.
Okay, yes, that's what I was gonna say.
Is it prepared with maraschino, the liqueur?
No,
In any way?
I don't think so.
I don't
Okay,
think
but
they're related.
they're both cherry related.
But I
No.
think the maraschino liqueur is made from maraschino cherries.
What do you mean no? Sometimes Hannah just says no. Just like, what were you even saying no to? And also, yes, they are both related to cherries.
Okay.
I don't think it's cherry. I don't think it's
It
cherry
is.
flavored.
I'm
Maraschino
looking at the
liqueur?
Wikipedia page. It's a liquor
Yes, it
obtained from the distillation of Marasha cherries. I just said this.
It absolutely is. Oh,
it's
here we go.
made
On
from
on the maraschino cherry page, it says Europe. I don't know. The name maraschino originates from the Marasha cherry of Croatian origin, and the maraschino liqueur made from it, in which maraschino cherries, were crushed and preserved after being pickled.
Oh,
Okay, so it's not just a preparation. It's a preparation of a particular type of cherry.
Well, for the liqueur, but it seems like that the maraschino cherry is a preserved sweetened cherry typically made from light-colored sweet cherries such as Royal Anne, Rainier, or Gold varieties.
Oh,
We're
I see
learning.
what you're saying. I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Yeah. Gotcha, gotcha.
so they
I do
just
love
have the
the
same
maraschino.
name.
But they have a similar taste like the maraschino.
The reason that I said
So
no.
originally maraschino cherries were preserved in that liqueur because it was like the liqueur was kind of made by the process of preserving them. It sounds like.
Oh, okay.
Like that's how I'm reading this. The maraschino liqueur made from it, in which Marasha cherries were crushed and preserved after being pickled. Whole cherries preserved in this liqueur were known as maraschino cherries.
Oh, okay.
Oh, and then they kind of bastardized them over time.
I was going to use that same word, but I do love maraschino cherries. Like, I love them.
I don't.
I
don't
love them.
I don't like them. I don't hate them, but I don't love them.
Like, one is never enough. I'm like, please give me at least 5.
The reason I said no, in all honesty, Ben, was because drinking this drink, I taste no hint of cherry. And so I was like, no, there's no way that there's a cherry
Well, yeah, because
liqueur in
there's
this.
freaking equal
Absolutely.
parts lime. I feel like that's
Also,
lime and gin are going to overpower that.
yeah, also the fact that they're pickled before is probably part of it. I'm sure there's like...
Luxardo has such a, liqueur has such a, distinctive flavor. I've had a last word. I feel like if you have a sip of Luxardo, I think you'll then be able to pick it up in the last word.
And just for a final clarification on for the last word on the last word, there is a yellow chartreuse. So the reason that Ian yelled green chartreuse from downstairs is because that is the correct one to use for this beverage.
So, did you know the color chartreuse was named after the liquor?
I'm not surprised, and I would say this is close to the color chartreuse, wouldn't you? Hold on, let me put it next to some light.
I think the liquor is not necessarily the
That doesn't look green.
mixed drink.
Yes,
that you
it does. It would if you were here.
Probably, yeah.
Hannah's last word is no. All right. Simply no. Well, we learned a lot in a hostile way, but we still learned a lot.
I'd like to make... I have some upfronts. One of them is a personal grievance.
Oh, great. I love this already.
Okay, and I want to preface this by saying I understand what this company is going through because we're all going through it. There's like all these supply chain issues, and especially on like wood for whatever reason. But we ordered a wooden bed frame from a company that will remain nameless, and we ordered it about like a month and a week ago. And I still have not received any word on it, except that it was probably going to take about 4 weeks. So once the 4 weeks hit, I emailed them and I was like, hey, are we ever going to get this? And they said, well, you got to wait about another 4 weeks. That's the estimate right now. And I was like, okay. But they were like, hey, if you want, you can pick 2 pillows as a concession for the bed frame.
A famous alternative to a bed frame. 2 pillows. Yeah. One for headboard, one for footboard.
Yeah. So those pillows have shipped. So, maybe we can put the pillows under the mattress to just like raise it up a little bit while we wait. We'll see. And I do have another upfront, but I want it to not monopolize things if you guys have upfronts first.
Well, I've had an ice cream failure.
Let's talk about that. You have an ice cream learning.
So I think I know how to fix it in the future, but it just happened. I made my first batch of peanut butter ice cream.
Oh.
And it came out way thicker and like less aerated than my other ice cream batches. And also, this part I don't know exactly how to fix. Something about it just tasted kind of weird. And the only way I can explain it is that I felt like I was able to taste the eggs.
Interesting.
Which, when you're tasting at the same time as peanut butter, is not good.
What are you talking about? You don't like a peanut butter omelet?
God. So fucking gross. I think what maybe it is that the peanut butter flavor wasn't strong enough. Maybe that's the issue there, so that like it just couldn't overpower the eggs. Because like eggs aren't a super strong flavor.
Maybe you need an eggless base. I'm gonna send you this. Shout out,
maybe
to Sam and fellow ice cream journeyer Sam. She sent me this article. Ben, I actually thought of you. I skimmed over it and was like, "Fuck this! This is a lot of ice cream math." But then I thought Ben might appreciate this ice cream math. So this is how to build an ice cream recipe, and it's all about like the ratios of fats and stuff. And have you come across this?
No, I haven't. But
this is like seems like very, very thorough.
I think also
she's in like a master template with like percentages and.
Wow.
I think the issue with the with it being too thick was that like when I tasted it, I was like, I feel like I can still like, even though the peanut butter was well mixed in, I still felt like I could very distinctly like find pockets of like pretty much just like frozen peanut butter, rather than it being like well mixed throughout. And I think that's because I've been using the sweet cream base where you don't heat up anything. Like I feel like they would benefit from being mixed into like hot milk and cream to be able to like thin out a little bit.
Yes. Yep.
So that's my plan for the next time I do this, and maybe to also increase the amount of peanut butter. It only called for 1/3 of a cup, and I was just looking at what Brian David Gilbert did in his video, because he made a peanut butter one also, and he used a cup of peanut butter. So I'm thinking maybe more peanut butter and heat up the milk and cream, and also maybe only use egg yolks instead of whole eggs, just for like less egg matter in it.
Yeah.
That's my plan.
Okay.
Because I really want to make a nice peanut butter Oreo ice cream.
Yeah, and you can't take that failure to heart. That was just like one quick ice cream sesh.
And you know what's
You're
great?
gonna
like,
get right back on that course.
It's also like, it's ice cream still, like it's edible. Yeah. It's just like, it's not going to be my first choice for a dessert, but it's still like, it's really hard to fuck up so bad that you like can't still.
You know what? When you get your good peanut butter recipe, you can call it peanut butter.
That's right. That's what I'm going to do.
There you go.
What are some of the names that you had some really good names in the chat this week, Erin.
I made a pistachio. I called it Secret Stachio. That was really good. That turned out great. That one didn't have eggs in it. But I'm thinking I'd love to try it with an egg base.
With just an egg on top. Just crack an egg on it.
Like, throw an egg in there.
I've only named one of the ice creams I've made, which is Lego My Eggo.
Love it. Love it.
Just maple ice cream with Eggo waffle bits, which I think I mentioned I was going to make last time on the pod, and then I did make it, and it was so fucking good. I'm going to make it again.
Really good. I want to try the maple syrup technique.
Love that.
It's so delicious. It's just like better. It's just like better. I don't know what I was going to say.
It's better.
It's just better.
It's just better than sugar, I guess I was going to say. Because, like, it's not just sweet, it's also got that lovely maple flavor.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. I also kind of want to try honey as a sweetener. I feel like it could be interesting. Also, although the Ben & Jerry's book had, like, a story where it was a disaster, and so they never tried it again.
Honey
where, like, they ended up with it, like, freezing and crystallizing in the ice cream afterwards.
Oh, yeah. Honey has such a strong flavor, too.
Yeah.
But I like
well, I mean, so is maple. I don't think you should ever use either one as a replacement for sugar in your ice cream. But like if you want to make like a maple flavor or honey flavored ice cream, like don't put any fucking sugar in there.
Yeah. Have you ever had Greek yogurt with honey in it?
Yeah, that's really nice.
I feel like if you could recreate something like that where it's like, oh, the honey is pretty strong in that, but also there's a lot of tartness from the yogurt. Like put in something tart with it. I feel like that could be really good. All right, I have 2 stories for you guys. Both are relatively short. One has like a surprisingly unsatisfying payoff, and one has a surprisingly satisfying payoff.
Great.
And they both happened this week. Which one would you like to hear first?
I want the bad payoff first, and then the surprisingly good payoff second, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. We had a tornado warning this week in my town, centered over my town. Did I tell you about this already?
No.
Ben's heard about it a little bit, but it was like 4:50 on, I don't know, Wednesday or Thursday. And it was Wednesday. And it doesn't matter. And I was like at my desk and I got this push notification, you know, the kind that just like is not even from anything. From the
That one?
Yeah, and like I've gotten weather watch warnings before, obviously, from that. And they're usually like a tornado watch or a, heavy thunderstorms or whatever it is. But this one was a tornado warning, and it said,
take cover immediately.
Yes.
We get those every now and again. Usually at like 3 in the fucking morning.
I've never gotten one like that before. Not for a tornado anyway. Yeah. So we I shut down for the day and we went down to the basement, and we didn't have one of our cat carriers is still outside from when Squeaks peed and shat in it on the way here. So we didn't even have 2 cat carriers. So we just let the cats loose in the basement with us, which we have not been allowing them down there. So they were like having a great time. They had the best time. But we were down there for like a half an hour, just watching. It was actually like it had rained all day. But when that warning came through, at first it was just to the west of us. And the weather was not bad here at that time. It wasn't raining. It wasn't even windy. And I was like, oh, it's probably not a big deal. But then Ian's like, it's a warning. It's not a watch. Like, we need to go down to the basement. And then right as we got down into the basement, a second alert thing came through where they had seen another weather pattern that was literally calling out our town by name as where it was centered over. And we were like, holy fucking shit. So, but it was still kind of calm outside. It did eventually get kind of windy before it kind of passed over us. But as far as I can tell, and this is the lack of payoff, and it's a good thing, really, there was never a tornado that touched down in our area.
That's disappointing. I really wanted a tornado to suck your house up, so the story would be a little more interesting. Yeah, the first tornado watch or warning we got was when we realized that we don't have a single downstairs room that doesn't have a window. And so we were like, whoops.
Yeah. We were, our basement has windows, and honestly the scariest thing was if there had been like a really fast pressure change, like assuming that we weren't right in the path of the tornado, the windows in our basement are very old, and they're not very well latch. So what we were like more, aside from like a storm tearing our house apart, our primary, next concern was the windows like blowing open from wind and the cat getting out because she would have potentially taken that opportunity. So we were trying to kind of keep him corralled a little bit.
Do you want to hear my harrowing experience with that big storm?
Oh, yeah. Because it came your way after.
It did, yeah. It was here all night. And it, at about 2 a.m, the fire alarms in the common areas, the smoke alarms, whatever, started going off. And we were like, that's weird. I hope there's not some sort of like electrical fire or something because it's an old building and it's very wet. And there wasn't. We went out into the back stairway and found that there was nothing in the front hallway, and I went back to the back stairway, and there was a ton of water like dripping through the roof and dripping through the smoke alarm.
Oh my God.
And pooling in the light fixture.
Oh my God.
In the middle of the hallway. And so we were like, one of my neighbors, like, we figured something shorted in there, and that's why it was going off. Because there was no actual smoke anywhere. So one of my neighbors grabbed the smoke alarms and took the batteries out of them so they would stop going off. And then I was like, I'm really worried about that light continuing to pool and then like the water getting up into the socket.
Yeah.
And something bad happened because of that. So we went to the basement and like one by one started flipping breakers until we turned off the lights in the hall.
Oh my God.
Common areas. And we got it. We did. We turned it off. And
nice.
We also took the light fixture down. I don't know where it is now. I think my neighbor took it and was dragging it off in their apartment. But yeah, that was a whole thing.
Was that the first time you met your neighbor?
Oh, I didn't even get to the best part. It turns out there's not a leak or anything. The door to the fucking roof blew open.
Oh.
Wow.
So the door to the roof was just open and there was a ton of rain just coming in.
Wow.
Oh my God.
So it was like dripping down the stairs and like there was a ton of rainwater just like in front of our back door.
Holy shit.
It was wild.
This wasn't in your unit, but it was like right outside.
Yeah, it was right outside.
Okay. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. Another thing about that storm was that there was a ton of lightning and thunder. I think there might have been some lightning strikes.
Yeah, I got struck by lightning.
I think Ben and I might have gotten some lightning strikes. No, but we tried to go pick up, we got new glasses. I know you can't see them in this light, but Ian and I both got new glasses.
Oh.
And we went to go pick them up. And we couldn't because the power was out in like half the town where we were. There you go. Now you can see them.
Nice glasses.
Put a light over my eyes. Thank you. But yeah, that was there was like traffic lights out and an entire mall had no power at all, so they just closed everything up. So
damn.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy.
All right, what's your good payoff story?
Okay, so you know how sometimes cats get bags like wrapped around their heads or their shoulders or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, do I?
So, so Ian and I went grocery shopping last weekend, and one of the things we got were these really good catnip sacks for the cats. And so when we got home, as we were putting groceries away, the cats started like sniffing around in the bags. They were both in there, and Jack like inadvertently got his kind of like head and shoulder through one of the bag handles. So I was like, "Ah, silly Jack," and I like went to kind of extract him, but the sound of the crinkling of the bags kind of spooked him, so he started to run away, and then he got increasingly spooked by the bag continuing, a full bag of groceries continuing to be pulling on him, and so he like a tiny little pack horse, he dragged the bag all the way through the entire downstairs, upstairs, and into my bedroom, trailing behind him like a grocery at a time as the bag slowly ripped open.
Wow. Amazing.
We actually just found liquid aminos under our couch from that whole extravaganza, days later. Yeah. And then afterwards, I thought that was so funny. And also Ian heard me yelling his name, like Jack's name, from outside because he was still bringing groceries in. And he was like, he thought he was dying because I was just like, Jack. But that was, when I came in, I was laughing. When he came in, I was laughing and he thought I was crying and he came running over. It was really just like total chaos. I'm so sad I'm the only one who got to see all of that. But then, he disappeared. He was so scared and he disappeared for a while. And I got myself convinced that he had like ruptured something, like one of his internal organs from the weight of the bag or something. I was like, he's hiding. He won't come out. I'm shaking treats. He's not coming out. But it turned out he just couldn't hear me because he was downstairs and I was upstairs. So he's fine. He's a fine. Good boy.
Wow.
Oh, so stupid.
That's very funny. Those are very funny.
Such a stupid boy. I don't know why I would have thought to do this, but I just wish I would have had my camera out. I've never seen anything like it. Truly.
Oh, wow. Truly, madly, deeply.
Yeah. Well, that's what I've got for upfronts.
Good upfronts. I don't think I have anything else.
Well, good. Then let's pop in.
All right.
Woo.
It's my turn.
It's Erin's turn.
Well, the thing is that, I've been making ice cream and watching a lot of Taskmaster and soccer, so I don't really have an obsession. But with one thing I will say that I am obsessed with, a small thing I am obsessed with, is something that happened in last night's national team game against Mexico. It was like a send-off game for the Olympics, where sometime in the second half, late in the second half, Tobin Heath gets subbed in. Tobin Heath has been out since December for injury, for an ankle injury, so hasn't played for the team. I hadn't played for anybody since December. So it was like a big deal that she was getting tagged back in. Like the whole stadium was like cheered extra hard when her name got called. Within 52 seconds of being on the field, her first touch of the game, she scored this amazing long-distance goal. It was like she got tagged in.
Wow.
The stadium, went wild. It was really emotional. And then she, immediately got the ball and fucking scored a goal. It was, absolutely incredible. So I would recommend Googling Tobin Heath. Or even watching, the highlights from the game, July 1st against Mexico. It was really emotional. And just, the whole team was, just hugging her and celebrating. It was pouring rain. It was really beautiful movie magic. It was absolutely gorgeous.
Wow.
So check it out.
That sounds like an incredible moment.
It's all I got. Well, let's watch it together.
Oh, okay.
Why not? This is my obsession.
Oh my God.
Squeaks loves it. She came up just to voice her support. If there was any jangling, that's what it was.
Oh, it was just off the side post or whatever.
It was also a beautiful goal. Send it to Hannah that you're watching. Post it in the channel,
please.
It's Tobin Heath every touch from that game.
Every touch. Is that what they call it whenever they touch the ball?
Wow, yeah.
You got it.
You figured that out.
Thank you. Here she comes. What number is she?
7.
Wow.
That was
Oh my God.
fast.
Holy shit.
52 seconds.
That's amazing. That's got to be some kind of record.
Amazing. I think Alex Morgan has a record of 12 seconds in a Costa Rica game. She scored. It was actually 12 seconds the game started, and 12 seconds later she scored.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah.
What?
Well, now I look that up.
She didn't get that one.
Watch to the end of the video, because there's a nice moment where she and her wifey have a really nice hug.
Unconfirmed wifey.
I mean, they're absolutely
Isn't she the one that's really religious?
I think so. There's like no doubt in my fucking mind. They wear like wedding rings. It's like the same ring. Listen, don't with me right now, Hannah. Preeth is real.
Okay, listen. I have also looked into this, and I would also like it to be real. But I'm wondering if there's any more, like, since you first talked about the U.S. Women's National Team like a year ago or whatever. Is there more confirmation of any kind or no?
I mean, they live together. They're in the LFG video. Like Kristen was like, "Oh, Tobin would be so jealous," or like, "Yeah, sometimes I'm burnt out," and Tobin comes over and says, "Like, put your devices down." I mean, they just are a couple. I don't know what to tell you. There hasn't been explicit.
Well, I mean,
Kristen Press gives the Preeth fans what they want. She'll post like a kind of a coupley picture and say, "You're welcome." Like,
seriously?
Yeah, like explicitly to the Preeth fans, okay? It's like this whole like subculture and she's like feeding it. It's really cool. Okay? Don't at me. But anyway.
Her name's pronounced, how do you pronounce it?
Kristen?
Oh, I thought you said Kristen.
No, she said Preeth.
Listen, I said Preeth. Preeth
is their ship name.
Their ship name.
Yeah, no, I understood that.
Yeah, no. Listen, Ben, I probably absolutely said Kristen. Listen to me. Listen to me. It's not in my mind that that's possible. I don't do names.
I don't do names. Oh,
yeah.
man.
Oh, man.
That's all I got, but it's just really beautiful. I've been thinking about that a lot. It's just really incredible.
That is pretty incredible.
Yeah. So looking forward to more magic moments like that. Yeah, here, let's find the it's my obsession time. I can make you watch whatever I want. Let's watch the Alex Morgan 12 seconds against Costa Rica.
I already watched it.
Okay, but cool. Can I tell you a quick little tiny anecdote today? In between?
No.
So you have to watch this first.
Yes, fine.
It's my obsession time, so you have to watch this video, but you can also talk, I guess.
Well, you're... Okay, I was going to do it while you were getting it, but you got it.
Yeah, this video is like 12 seconds long, so...
Okay. It's 30 seconds. Red tops and the blue shorts.
He's just like explaining which jerseys are which, so you know who to look at, and then they fucking score immediately.
That's how you know. When the game started last night, I was like, to Molly, I was like, how do you think it feels to go in and play the U.S. and know that you're not going to win? Just like, know that you're not going to win.
Red tops and the blue shorts. All right, here's my little anecdote. Every once in a while, out of nowhere, I will get this message from my friend Matt, friend of the show, Matty Pizza Table.
What's up, Matty? Shout!
He has 1,000 children, so he doesn't listen very often, but I'll tell him you said hey. Oh, thank you for coming.
Shout out withdrawn.
This week, Erin. That was really fun.
Yeah.
That may have been his last stream, at least for a while. He's like...
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is he burnt out?
Yeah, well, I think the explanation that he gave was that... the kids are signing up for summer activities and stuff, and he's just not going to have time, which I believe. I think that's...
Why did you say it like that? I think the explanation that he gave, like, that's just a reasonable explanation.
I believe.
The likely explanation that he threw out there.
I'm going to start stating facts like that. The facts presented, which I believe.
Anyway, that Matt, every once in a while, he messages me this simple phrase. It's four words long. And it's, love Boston at Ducks. And it's because, do you remember, this was a Facebook interaction you easily could have seen, Ben. Do you remember it? Because I'm pretty sure it involved Kylie. I'm pretty sure Kylie posted a picture of Boston at dusk and said, love Boston at dusk. And I commented, like, within minutes, love Boston at Ducks. And then Matt...
I do vaguely remember this, yes.
And Matt has never, ever, ever forgotten it. He gave me... I don't remember if he replied to the comment or if he, like, just gave me hell offline about it. But he was just like, why would you say that? Like, what was going through your mind?
I mean, that's a beautiful thing and totally in your comedy lane.
I know,
man.
I know. That's why I said it. And
what was going through my head? I'll tell you what was going through my head. Love boxing at ducks.
So yeah, I think it's just very, very classic Hannah, and I think that's part of why he told me he thinks about it like once every couple weeks.
Wow.
Love Boston at ducks.
Love Boston at ducks.
So
I remember chuckling out loud when I said it.
Yeah. Is this related to? So you're not streaming anymore?
No.
Your Tuesday stream. Oh, well, I'm glad I caught you.
Yeah, me too. That was fun. That was a really fun one to finish on as well.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't related, except that you said that you've been thinking about this all week, and it just reminded me that you told me that he thinks about it every couple weeks.
Sucks, yeah. Oh, I also wanted to give an upfront that, in the last episode, a little behind the scenes for the listeners, Hannah stepped away so she could cry about not having an ice cream maker while Ben and I discussed ice cream, and told us that when she got to the wet chocolate part, she laughed so hard she farted 4 times in a row. So
that is true.
That's rare for you, where you get to listen to the podcast.
Yeah.
Like brand new, like you're not there for it, so you kind of get to hear a little
wet chocolate. You were kind of still I caught a reference to it when I got back, but I forgot about that, and so when I heard the origin of it, I laughed so hard I farted 4 times in a row.
You farted. I farted 4 times in a row.
Oh my God.
That just sounds like a Boston accent. I farted 5 times in a row.
Oh my God. Okay, yeah. And that's all that happened. So
that's all that happened. Hannah.
Oh my God, that's all that happened.
And that's all that happened. Anyway, whose turn is it?
What did you mean to say?
I think say like all of that happened.
I farted 4 times, and that's all that happened.
It does sound like I'm trying to cover up something else.
Yeah, it really does.
Oh my
God.
That's also a great thing to say after you state a series of events, and that's all that happened.
I just farted 3 times during this section of laughing.
What she says is she farted 3 times, and I believe her.
Okay.
All right, that's all I got. Ben, what's your obsession, man?
My obsession is a bit of a guilty pleasure.
Oh.
That Kylie and I have been indulging in recently.
Oh.
Which is, we've started watching the show Survivor.
Oh.
Like,
either of you ever watch it?
Back in the day, Ben.
Yeah, back in the day.
Are you starting from the beginning?
No. So, Kylie has a friend who's very into Survivor, and he recommended... What?
Sorry.
That's all that happened.
She having a leftover laugh.
Yeah.
Her new glasses are fogging up.
Okay, sorry. Go on.
Kylie's friend is really into Survivor, and for whatever reason, he recommends as the first season to watch season 28.
Yeah, I just looked up that there's 40 seasons.
There's 40 and it's still going.
Wow.
So we're starting on season 28. I don't know how much of the show I'm going to watch. Like, I'm definitely not going to, like, binge 40 fucking seasons of it. I can't even really watch more than 2 in a night before I just hate everyone too much. But it's definitely entertaining. I mean, I think it's really funny. Apparently, so from what I hear from Kylie's friends in Survivor, in, like, the first couple of seasons, the sort of like big element of the challenge was the surviving part, like being in the wilderness, building shelter, making your food, going and getting water from a well, etc., all that stuff. But that's like by season 28, that's kind of been figured out. And like all of the people who go on are really big fans of Survivor. And so it's like basically just like the psychological part of the game is like the real challenge. It's just like these people all fucking with each other and like trying to go behind each other's back and everything. And yeah, it is definitely entertaining. I think there's maybe one or two people that I like at all on the show. And then the rest of them I hate. And I think that's okay because they kind of all have to be really, you kind of have to be a real dickhead to win Survivor. I'm like, not as a person, but just to play the game. Playing the game is kind of just being an asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm really entertained by Jeff Probst. Is that his name? Mm-hmm. What's his name?
Props to Probst.
Props to Probst. I'm really entertained by the fact that, I mean, it feels normal now, but like when I first was watching and they're like doing the challenges where they're like obstacle courses or whatever the fuck and like puzzles and shit to try and gain immunity, he like narrates them live while they're doing them and just like shouting. And I feel like in so many reality shows it would be a voiceover.
Yeah.
But he's just like yelling while they're doing it and oftentimes like talking shit about them while they're doing it. Like so at the beginning of this one, apparently at the beginning of every season they split people up into like 3 tribes. And for this season they did brains, brawn, and beauty. Wow. As the like themes for the 3 tribes. And the brain tribe was a bunch of kind of conceited assholes and pretty much self-destructed right away, like lost 2 members in the first couple of weeks. And by the way, I don't care about spoiling it for other people. There's 40 seasons you can find. You can watch another season you haven't seen. It's whatever.
Absolutely.
And then they like kept doing so bad on all the challenges. And like in the middle of one of them, Jeff was like, Brain Tribe's collapsing. One of the worst starts we've ever seen in Survivor history. It's like, Jesus fucking Christ, Jeff.
Within
like,
earshot and everything.
Yeah, no, like very loud right next to them. Yeah.
Wow.
And it's like always like that. It's fucking hilarious. I love it now. At first I was like, this is so weird that he's doing that, but now I live for Jeff's like commentary where he shits on everyone. It's so funny.
What?
And he like,
what?
Oh my god, and Tribal Council is so funny because like Jeff will just like say things that people just said or like just like call things out very directly. Like there was a moment where like 2 people were like trying to talk to each other sort of silently, like signal to each other they want to do something differently or something. And Jeff just was like, do you realize that the 2 people in front of you are trying to talk to each other secretly?
Jeff.
It's so fucking funny. But like, it was so obvious. You're like, yeah, I do realize that. It's like a group therapy session, but where the therapist is, instead of trying to help you, like actively trying to hurt all of you. And it's very, very funny to me.
Why do you consider this to be a guilty pleasure? Just because it's shit?
Because I don't think it's good. I don't think it's good.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think it's a good show. And I don't I guess I think it's probably the part where I hate most people on it that makes it feel like, even though I still want to watch it, I'm not really rooting for anybody. I'm mostly rooting against everyone.
What was it that convinced you to watch it? Was it your friend talking about it?
So Kylie on her own watched like the first 2 episodes, and she was very skeptical, as was I. But she has this friend and then another friend who are both named Matt, irrelevant to the story, but just kind of funny. The other Matt also got into Survivor because of the first Matt, obsessed with Survivor. And the pitch that like the Survivor obsessed friend gave was, I'm going to stop saying Matt because it'll get confusing, was like, just watch the first 2 episodes and then you'll want to watch more. And Kylie went into the first episode and was like, this is fucking stupid. By the time she was on the second episode, she was like, this is great, I want to watch more. And then she convinced me to watch the first 2 episodes, and I had a similar experience. Yeah, so it is just like, it's kind of like classic reality TV, like turn your brain off when you want to watch it kind of thing, but there's still an element, like, it's not just like completely mindless, because there are like elements of strategy and stuff that you can sort of be entertained by, like stimulate your brain. So that's I like that part about it, that it's not like it still scratches that itch without just like being completely mindless, sit in front of the TV stuff, which I feel like a lot of reality TV is. So yeah, Survivor, it's not good, but you should watch it. That's my pitch.
I love it. That's a really beautiful sentiment, Ben.
And I guess I haven't watched any of their seasons, so like if you want to start season 28, sure. It's pretty good.
Erin, how would you describe your obsession, Tobin Heath's return to soccer?
Tobin Heath's return to
baseball.
To kicky sphere.
Cool. Yeah, I do remember Survivor being mostly about people trying to like build shelter and stuff, which just goes to show how long it's been since I've watched it, I guess.
Oh, you know what I learned the other day too? Survivor is based on a Swedish reality show called, I forget the name of it, but I'll look it up in 1 second.
Weird name.
Hold on. It's Expedition Robinson, which is now just called Robinson. And I think is also still going on.
Wow.
Fascinating.
Yeah. Excuse me. People are really into that desert island shit. Don't they do different venues though? Venues, like different locations.
So this is a fun thing. They do normally do different venues, but they apparently signed a deal with Fiji, the country of Fiji, such that from season 33, oh my god, which season 33 is Millennials versus Gen X. God. Through, I think, I don't know when, maybe, I don't know when it's going to be in the future, how long it's going to be, but like, for the foreseeable future, they're all going to be in Fiji.
Interesting.
Which I think speaks to the fact that the setting really is mattering less and less. You know, it's just very much about the social experiment of it all.
While I'm intrigued by the fact that it caught the attention of both you and Kylie, that is kind of disappointing to me, because I feel like that was like such the point of it when that was like that's what the name is about, right? It's like surviving.
Yep.
But now it's...
You know, they find their secret sauce, and the secret sauce is, like, just being assholes to each other, so you can't, you know.
I think that's what was entertaining for more people.
If you're really into Survivor for surviving, check out the show Alone. Have I talked about that show here?
No, and then there's that other one where where people are, like, naked, and it's just one man and one woman, and...
Naked and Afraid.
Is that what it is?
I haven't watched that one.
Is that what it's called? That's a terrible name if that's actually...
Yeah.
If I'm remembering that correctly.
I'm surprised I haven't brought Alone. Alone is a show that Molly and I watch whenever there's a new season, kind of religiously. And it's like the person is alone somewhere where it's hard to survive, and they, like, are surviving, and it's very interesting and cool.
Very interesting. I used to watch.
The person who wins is, like, the person with the most body fat when they get there. It's absolutely true. I mean, like, the people, like, that's, like, literally true.
So wait,
obviously they have skills, but
okay, but that would imply that the way that people don't die, right?
People don't die, but, like, a lot of people get kicked out or, like, leave because they're starving or get told they get medically checked on and they have to leave because they're starving. And so the people who can manage to not, like, everybody starves and is starving in the end, and the people who come with more body fat don't get kicked off because they have more body fat.
Wow, fascinating. So maybe people shouldn't. Maybe people shouldn't pass judgment on how fat people will do in an apocalypse, because maybe you'd be fucking surprised.
Oh, fat people would do amazing in an apocalypse.
Hell yeah,
live a lot longer.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, this is like food for our bodies, man.
Soup for my family, man.
I always have a snack for my
body.
I always have a snack for my body on my person, in my person.
In my person. All right, cool. Well, Survivor, maybe start with season 28. Watch the first 2 episodes. That's what I'm hearing. There's no way I'm going to convince Ian to do that. But
yeah, it's not happening for me, Ben, but I'm happy for you. Find your bliss.
Hey, I completely respect
bliss
that.
The fuck out. Oh.
Wait, what?
Ian just walked by very dramatically. Tell him I appreciated that.
Ian, Erin appreciated that. It kind of creeped me out because I could see him a little bit.
He did a little, like, jaunty little walk by the window, I think, knowing that he was on camera.
There he goes again. Well, for this one I have to put the camera in a different place. Yeah. Yeah. Good thing he wasn't butt ass naked, you know.
Who were you saying that to?
Ian said you must have moved your camera, because remember I told you how I had had it all set up so we couldn't see him. Yeah.
Yeah, we got that recorded. So.
Yeah. All right, cool. Should we pop into me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I'm actually excited about this one. For once, just kidding. It's a show on AMC, or maybe only AMC Plus.
I know what it is.
You know what it is? It's new.
Yep.
It stars
I know what it is.
One of our good friends from Schitt's Creek, Annie Murphy.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
And it's called Kevin Can Fuck Himself.
Wow.
Ben, why have you heard of this?
Why wouldn't I have heard of it?
I don't know. I feel like I got like one ad for it on TikTok, and I just happened to be kind of intrigued. I don't feel like they were pushing it like crazy.
I heard of it a few months when it was like first announced a few months ago, and then I was reminded of it because one of the podcasts I listened to, Annie Murphy and Mary Hollis Inboden were on it to promote it, because one of the hosts of that podcast was also a writer and producer for this show.
Oh, who?
Sean Clements.
Oh, cool. Hollywood Handbook?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm actually, I just love the concept.
Oh, he's also in the show. I forgot about that.
Oh, I haven't seen him yet. But, okay, so...
Tell me about the show. I don't know anything about it.
Okay, so the show is kind of a show within a show, in a way. It's basically about... so I love the way it's structured, and you kind of have to like watch it to fully appreciate it, but it's about the wife in a sitcom, and like what her life would actually be like if you had a husband like. It's the reason it's called Kevin Can Fuck Himself is because it's like a play off of like an Everybody Loves Kevin type of show, like Everybody Loves Raymond. And so like he's like the lovable rogue who's like she's way out of his league, just like with every one of those shows. And like they've been married for 10 years and they live in like a dumpy house in Worcester, Massachusetts, and that he has like his neighbor who's his best friend who's always hanging around doing antics, and his neighbor's sister who also lives in that house who's always around making like snarky comments, and they're always like doing dumb shit like chili cook-offs and like making messes in the house and having and like drinking too much and doing shit she has to deal with that she didn't want to have to deal with, and basically like. Kind of like how, if you think about it, if you really had to live that life, especially as like the long-suffering wife in all of those shows, how you're basically just living with like a complete narcissist for whom like things are always just going right, and they are perpetually like just complicating your life and making you deal with things, like so I don't want to spoil too much, but like there's I think there's 3 episodes out now. And they come out on Sundays. So the next one will be coming out the day that this comes out. The first 2 are available to watch for free on YouTube. And then after that, I've been watching it. Mm-hmm. And then after that, I've been watching it through Mom and Dad's Comcast account. And there's also an app now, AMC Plus. And I guess you can get the next episode like a week early if you download that. I haven't done that yet. But
I just Googled and it said to be available on Amazon Prime on August.
Okay, cool. But yeah, it's still coming out. So there's only 3 episodes out now. But I just really like it. So it's really cool the way they do it. First of all, I think that the sitcom sections. So like whenever Kevin's in the room, basically her husband, it's all like filmed and looks like a sitcom set. Like they're in a studio. You can hear there's like a studio audience laugh track thing. The lights are like super bright. The timing is great, like perfect for the tone of a sitcom. And the writing actually is very good in that it's very accurate to a sitcom. Like it's just like kind of perfectly. I think it's like it's like they had to write the whole sitcom and really put a lot of thought and effort into that, and then like extract out her storylines from that. That's how like well-rounded these like plot lines are for Kevin, and I love that about it. And also like sometimes you catch yourself laughing at the sitcom parts, which like are not supposed to be, they're supposed to be like the cringy miserable parts for her, but like even they are well written enough that you can get some enjoyment out of them. But then the moment that Kevin leaves the room, it's like immediately filmed like an AMC show. Like she's in a dark, dingy house where there's like, at one point there's like a roast pig in the backyard, and it's a funny like thing, like, oh, he bonds with the pig while he's roasting it and then he can't cut it up. Right. But then like she and her and like the other woman who are in the show are both just standing out there staring at this pig that's been sitting outside ever since he decided he couldn't cut it up for like, a day. And they're like, oh, I guess we have to deal with this now. Like, but it's like, the parts that are not centered around Kevin start to get very dark very quick.
And can I watch the trailer?
Yeah, Annie Murphy's really great in it as well. I'm loving her.
Emmy winner Annie Murphy.
Everybody's pretty great in it. It's just I'm just really liking it. I really love the concept. You can really see why she would hate him if he was her actual husband, Erin's watching the trailer. I haven't seen the trailer.
One could say that it switches between multicam and single cam.
Yeah.
If you were a filmmaker like myself, you would know those terms.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Erin is so close to her screen while watching this.
This is such an interesting premise.
Mm-hmm. It's really also pretty amazing how seamless they make it. Like,
Annie Murphy also just like immediately blended into that role for me. Like I was like, oh, it's gonna be hard because she is, Alexis Rose. But I was just like immediately, she had me there.
Yeah, she's a great actress. Mm-hmm. I actually couldn't quite pinpoint what I knew her from right away, which is
really
crazy.
That's insane. Hannah, did you have a brain injury?
No.
How many times have you seen Schitt's Creek through?
Oh my god, 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, we'll say it's not a brain injury, it's a testament to Annie Murphy.
That's what I'm saying.
Is that the title of the podcast or what? I mean, come on.
Yeah, so I just think it's cool. I just think it's really cool, and I love how they, I don't know, do you know, it could turn into a supernatural thing, when she's in the room with Kevin, there's no, she has no control over things, and it's he's supernaturally lucky and stuff, but it's not that. It's just the ways that he is are realistic enough to be believable but awful both at once, and perfectly written for what that type of husband in a sitcom is like. And it really kind of makes you think about that and how that's just the standard for how men are written in those types of shows. But but
cool. I'm excited to watch this show.
Yeah, it's awesome. Highly recommend. Looking forward to the next episode this week. Cool. Well, should we do homework?
Yeah, I will just also add that Aunt Brown and Uncle Brown should definitely watch it, since they clearly can, since you are stealing their account to watch it.
Correct. So. They should definitely watch it.
Are you on what service are you stealing their account?
Xfinity. Xfinity.
You're just going to Xfinity.com and you can watch it there.
No, there's an app. Hold on, let me make sure.
Can you drop the username and password here so we can all watch it?
Now, that was, I think, very obviously the information I was asking for.
Xfinity Stream is what it's called.
Okay.
Apparently.
Oh, you know what? I have Hulu with live TV right now because I have it for the NBA playoffs, so maybe I'll just... And actually, I was going to keep it for a month for the Olympics anyway. Mm-hmm. So I could just watch it on AMC.
Yeah, probably.
Have you watched any WNBA, Ben?
No, not yet.
Yeah, I mean...
We have to pick a team.
I know. We should pick the same team. I think it'll be more funner.
I agree.
Okay, Ben and I are trying to get into WNBA. All right,
the Clippers just lost, so perfect timing.
Oh, great. Oh. Erin, what's your homework?
Yeah. What is your homework? I tried to start homework. You're the one that turned us back around.
You did. I wasn't saying that with shade. I was saying that for the bit. I thought it'd be funny. And you know what? Ben thought it was funny.
I liked it.
Hannah thought it was...
shade.
At her. Mm-hmm. Let's see. My homework is go to YouTube and Google Tobin Heath, Mexico, July 1st. You probably don't have to do all that, but check out the clip. It's just really emotional. Okay, thank you. That's all I got. Make some ice cream. And watch watch Taskmaster. I mean, just endless delight out of that show. Just love it so much. Molly said the other night, I wish that we would always have Taskmaster episodes to watch, and I thought the same thing. One day we will watch the full collection, and they're still making them, but we won't have this endless backlog, and it'll just be so sad. I just love that fucking show. Amen.
So cute. Ben, what's your homework?
My homework is to start watching, or not, season 28 of Survivor. It's not good, but it's enjoyable.
If only there were 40 seasons of Taskmaster and 11 seasons of Survivor.
My Twitter is nicely proved Ben, and my Twitch is Disco Greg. Hannah, what's your homework?
Hannah.
Mm-hmm. My homework is go watch the first 2 episodes of Kevin Can Fuck Himself on YouTube or AMC Plus if you're into that kind of thing. And...
You nasty fuck.
You dirty, dirty boy.
Well, you can watch more than the first 2 episodes on there. And that's it. My Twitter is at Anthropology. My Instagram is the same. I'm also on TikTok at Hannah and her cats. And if I had taken a video of that whole bag debacle, it would be on my TikTok, but I simply didn't. And I have to take this off because we're not streaming every Tuesday night anymore. But again, big shout out to Erin for joining us on what turned out to be our last stream, at least for now.
So you didn't know?
And it's for a very believable reason. So you're not streaming anymore.
I didn't know. No, I knew he was thinking about taking a break, but I didn't know that he had come to that decision until he announced it. But I'm fine with it, and I believe him. So
hashtag believe Matt.
Believe Matt's. That's kind of like the overarching theme of this episode.
About Survivor, about something your friend said that makes a lot of sense. I guess then if you want to call us, leave us a voicemail, tell us about all the Matts in your life. You can do that at 774-326-0420. Blaze
it. We're on Twitter at TwoBroadPod. We're on Instagram at WayTooBroad. You can email us, WayTooBroad@gmail.com. And also thanks again to Eamon for the wonderful intro and outro music at AEMYN on Twitter. You can find all of that, all of the links and everything we talked about this week and our topic index and lots of wonderful things at our website at WayTooBroad.com for anything you want. EarnBen.com for anything you need. MaxFun.org for Dog on Boat. And that's it. So
thank you. We love you.
Thank you. Thanks for everything.
Thank you for everything. The
podcast candle is now extinguished.
Bye.
Bye.
I have